Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you saw by the thumbnail, I'm going to be trying for the first time the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette. I've really been wanting this palette for a very long time. I know it's definitely not a new product, but I was very curious to try it. So I'm going to be swatching the entire palette, and I'm also going to be doing this look. So if you want to know my first impressions on this palette, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first of all, please excuse my hair and my redness, but it's extremely hot outside. And I'm going to be showing you the palette, doing all the swatches before I try it on, as I usually do on my palette reviews or first impressions. So this is what the box of the palette looks like. And this is the packaging of the palette. It's plastic. It comes with the shade names. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So I definitely love these more kind of earthy tones and also these purples. I'm very curious for this shimmer and this one. So I'm going to show you the swatches now. Okay, so here we have the first two rows, and from left to right we have the shades Light of the Party, Pop Star, Stroke of Luck, Express Yourself, Nude Tude, Green with Envy, Sheen Stealer, Stand Out, Bold Moves, Electric Energy, Hello Sunshine, Play It Cool, Hot Stuff, and Peachy Keen. Now all of the shimmers swatched beautifully. I would say my favorite would probably be Sheen Stealer because it seems like a brown with a shift of green. The mattes didn't swatch very well, but they felt very soft on the pen. Okay, and here we have the next two rows of shadows. Again, the shimmers swatched beautifully, and I think some of these mattes swatched a little bit better than the greens. So again, from left to right we have the shades Fired Up, Bright Eyes, Bossy AF, FOTD, Talk Dirty, Hot to Trot, Sparks Fly, Confidence, Red Carpet, Power Slayer, Daredevil, Vampy Vixen, Sweet Beats, and Color Persona. And speaking of the mattes swatching better, I was especially impressed with Talk Dirty, that is a very chocolatey brown, and then Sweet Beats too. And then we have the final row, and from left to right we have the shades Transformer, which is kind of curious because I'm wearing a Transformers t-shirt. Then we have Center of Attention, Indie Glow Queen, Grape Expectations, Candy Crush, Sultry Ways, and Black Magic. Now I think Center of Attention is a little bit similar to Sultry Ways, and the first one swatched a little bit better, and the matte black is probably the softest matte black I ever touched. I don't know if I was imagining it, but that's what it felt like. And before I try it on my eyes, I'm just going to be doing my brows really quickly with the Kiko Precision Eyebrow Pencil, and I'll also be priming my lids with the Kiko Neutral Eye Base, and I'll be right back. Okay, so to be quite honest, I'm not very sure of what look I want to do. Maybe something with red and purple because of, as I mentioned, my Transformers t-shirt, but I'll see what I want to do. Okay, so for my transition, I am going to take the shade Play It Cool, picked up nicely on the brush. And I'm going to do this as kind of a soft transition to help me blend the other colors. And now under this shade, I'm going to use the shade FOTD. It also picked up very well on the brush. So I'm going to use this one to start building my crease. And I don't think I will be doing a very defined eyeshadow look like a halo eye or a cut crease. I think I'm going to do a more simple look. So far, this seems to be blending well. I'm also trying to drag it out a little bit, nothing too much. And just by the way, for the first shadow I used the Jessup Luxe Soft Crease, and for this one I used the Luxe Crease. And now I'm going to intensify my crease even more with the shade Power Slayer. And I'm using the Jessup Luxe Petite Crease. Also picked up very well, just like the other one. And this one is slightly more purple. So I am trying to apply this one a little bit below the previous shade and then blending it a little bit up. And I'm just blending a little bit the upper part with the previous brush. Okay, so I think the shades blended well. I want to intensify even a little bit more, and I'm not actually going to be using deep black. I want to try the deep purple, the shade Transformer. And again, I think today that is very appropriate. Super pigmented on the brush. I'm using the Petite Eye Blender, and I'm going to take this on my outer corner. I think this one is a really interesting alternative to a matte black, but it also works really well for that. So I'm just blending it with the Luxe Petite Crease. And so far the shades are all blending very well. I guess for today's look I'm not really testing the level of pigmentation, even though it does seem to be really nice. But I'm really going more for a blended look and not a too bold look. So I really like the depth that this purple gave it. And now I'm going to take a shimmer, and I'm taking it just like this with no wet base. And I also won't be using any setting spray, just to see how the shadows perform on their own. I'm going to be using the Jessup Luxe Smoky Shader, and I think I'm going to take a little bit of Indie Glow Queen, and I'm going to use this one more on the center and outside part. It looks really nice. Again, not using a wet base, but still these shimmers look very good. So with a wet base or setting spray or both, it will be even better. I'm really loving the 39S palette, and I think I'm also really loving this one too. Now on this more inner part, I'm going to take the shade Bossy AF. They both picked up really nicely on the brush, and that looks really good. Okay, and without any wet base, I think these shimmers applied very well. I'm just going to be doing the rest of my face, and then I'll come back to do the lower lash line. Okay, so now on to the lower lash line. I think I'm going to take again the shade Power Slayer and run it very close to the lashes, and for that I'm going to be using the Jessup Smudger brush. I'm being very careful with this because I don't want any fallout on my base, but actually I haven't noticed any fallout from the shades I used on top. And I'm going to blend under this shade with this brush. Actually came with the Revolution Neutrals versus Neutrals, but it's got a very round and small side. This has two sides. I usually use the other side for cutting the crease. And I'm going to use the shade FOTD, that it's the one I used on top. Okay, and this is the look finished. I'm just going to sort out my hair and I'll be right back to give you my thoughts on this palette. Okay, so this is the look complete and my hair is also looking a lot better. And let me give you a close-up of the eyes. Okay, so this is not a very defined eye look. It's more on the blended side, and I think the shadows blended very well and they're very pigmented. I really like the combination of the reds with the sort of purple colors. So this look, for a first impressions on this palette, I absolutely loved it. I also completed this look with the Kiko Everlasting Kajal. And also, if you like the mascara that I'm wearing, you definitely don't want to miss this Saturday's under 5-minute reviews. And also on my lips, I'm wearing the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Soft Spoken. I think it goes very well with this color combination. So my overall thoughts on the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette. These shadows worked very well. All the shimmers swatched really well, and the ones that I tried on my eyes also worked really well without any wet addition. The mattes didn't swatch as well, but didn't swatch terribly, and they applied very well on the eyes. As for the color story, I definitely wanted this palette for a very long time, and I'm very happy with it. I also think it's a very nice palette if you have brown eyes. I've been actually thinking about doing a brown eyes eyeshadow tutorial, something like that, and I definitely think I will be using this palette for that. And actually I just remember I didn't highlight my inner corner and brow bone. That kind of happens sometimes. I'm going to use the Light of the Party shade, that is the lightest shimmer on this palette. And it also worked really well. So definitely this palette, I'm very happy with it. I'm only sad I didn't get it sooner. It's really good. I will leave it linked in the description box. Maybe you are like me and still haven't got it yet and you feel like now is the time. But yeah, I know this palette is definitely not a new item, but is new to my collection. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. It helps me so much. And let me know in the comments down below what sort of looks you would like me to do with this palette. And if you haven't already, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday, Thursday and Saturday. And that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!